Okay, in the past week, as you know, understand that Ilhan Omar has been removed from the Republican representatives, and then previously McCarthy, previously said that he would like to remove Ilhan Omar, originated from Somalia, and setting up the potential for voting closely, a divided chamber. It was just a matter of weeks ago that McCarthy faced 12 to 15 rounds of voting to confirm that, as a speaker, following an open rebellion by some Republican representatives whatsoever. I think that the reason that Ilhan Omar is being removed from the foreign affairs for anti-Semitic comments, and the stance that she must have taken to those places of a member of Congress. Last week, then a lot of member of foreign affairs has reacted against the removal of Ilhan Omar. So let us now listen to those who must have reacted from the decisions taken by McCarthy and his group.
Don't tell me this is about consistency. Don't tell me that this is about a condemnation of anti-Semitic remarks.
I don't need any of you to defend me against anti-Semitism. My friend Ilhan Omar, we have worked together.
Gentlewoman's time has expired.
That our country is failing you today through this chamber. You belong.
The gentlewoman is no longer recognized.
Thank you. Now, as a fellow New Yorker, I think one of the things that we should talk about here is also one of the disgusting legacies after 9/11 has been the targeting and racism against Muslim Americans throughout the United States of America. And this is an extension of that legacy. Consistency, there is nothing consistent with the Republican Party's continued attack except for the racism and incitement of violence against women of color in this body. I had a member of the Republican caucus threaten my life, and you all and the Republican caucus rewarded him with one of the most prestigious committee assignments in this Congress. Don't tell me this is about consistency. Don't tell me that this is about a condemnation of anti-Semitic remarks when you have a member of the Republican caucus who has talked about Jewish space lasers and an entire amount of tropes and also elevated her to some of the highest committee assignments in this body. This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology when my life was threatened. Thank you.
St. Louis and I rise in support of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. I've been to her district. I've spoken with her constituents. We visited marginalized communities globally together. This institution is better because of her leadership, and the Foreign Affairs Committee benefits from her perspective. So let's talk about what's really happening. Republicans are waging a blatantly Islamophobic and racist attack on Congresswoman Omar. And I've said it before, I will say it again. The white supremacy happening is unbelievable. This is despicable. It is Congresswoman Omar who has been harassed at her job for simply existing as a Muslim woman in Congress. It is she who has been attacked by a member of this body, ridiculing her as a potential terrorist for simply existing as a Muslim woman in this Congress. So rather than bring an actual accountability, any accountability to Congress, they bring this offensive resolution to the floor. This is just a bunch of racist gaslighting. We all know it. Vote no.
Desperation. So desperate to distract the American people from their total inability to govern. The GOP is now doing what it is best at, weaponizing hate against a black, beautiful Muslim woman. Congresswoman Omar's lived experience as a refugee and a child of survivor of war should be welcomed on this committee. It is needed. When you can't pass any bills that actually improve the people's lives, they turn to Congress. They turn Congress into a place of fear-mongering hate. It is so painful to watch. How ironic that the so-called lovers of personal freedom are now moving to censor Congresswoman Omar in the same week they introduced a bill to ban federal employees from engaging in censorship. Where are the free speech warriors today? The hypocrisy is obvious to the American people. You are showing who you all are, really.
The gentlewoman's time has expired.
Omar will not be silenced.
The gentlewoman's time has expired.
Congressman Omar, I am so sorry,
has expired.
that our country is failing you today through this chamber. You belong
The gentlewoman
in
is
that
no
committee.
longer recognized, and the
We know that diverse perspectives strengthen our policymaking and national security. Losing Representative Omar's voice on the committee to extremist politics would be a shameful mark on this body, harmful to the interests of the American people and our image abroad, and damage to democracy itself. Something just doesn't add up. And what is the difference between Rep. Omar and these members? Could it be the way that she looks?
time has
Could it be
expired.
her religious practices? Could it be? Because it's clear, if she were on the other side of the aisle, we would not be having this debate today. That is absolutely clear. The GOP was not outraged when Donald Trump broke bread with the anti-Semitic Holocaust deniers at his Florida mansion. There was no outrage when Donald Trump tweets deployed images of the Star of David and stacks of currency.
Gentleman's time has
We
expired.
need to vote no and stand up for democracy, and democracy means
gentleman's time has expired.
Representative Omar needs to remain and be productive on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. And I yield back the battle for my time.
Madam Speaker, this is a revenge resolution that seeks to remove Representative Ilhan Omar's strong and necessary voice from the Foreign Affairs Committee. It is an attempt to silence her simply because you do not agree with her views and you cannot begin to understand her lived experience. Her lived experience as a war survivor, as a refugee, as somebody who brings an experience to this body that you're not even trying to understand. We have previously voted in a bipartisan manner to remove individuals from their committee assignments because of their violent actions that endangered the safety of their colleagues. That is not what today is about. Today is about revenge. It is also about the fact that Republicans want to distract the American people from the fact that they have absolutely no legislation to bring to the floor that is actually about helping the American people with their costs, with dealing with inflation. You don't have any solutions, so you're trying to distract with these inane,
Gentlewoman's
insulting,
time has expired.
absurd, absolutely absurd resolutions. Vote no.
My colleagues, I stand before you as a proud Jew and a proud friend and colleague of Ilhan Omar. I don't need any of you to defend me against anti-Semitism. My friend Ilhan Omar, we have worked together to the values that I treasure as an American Jew and that she treasures as an American member of the Islamic woman, the only one on the Foreign Affairs Committee. That is the third largest religion in the world. And we, in the United States of America, I am just furious. We have seen all kinds of anti-Semitism from the other side of the aisle. And as Americans, we should be
The gentlewoman's
welcoming
time has
difference.
expired.
Vote no on this. We need
The gentlewoman's
to defend
time
our
has expired.
values as Americans and me as a Jew.
There is no equivalency here. We believe in free speech, however hateful that speech is. And I will tell you, I take a back seat to no one in this chamber to my support of Israel and against anti-Semitism. To no one.